right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Super, super excited to have you checking this out. We all love this, all love what we get to do, whether it's fully or something on the side or to keep our sanity or for the community or just whatever reason we do it for. We all have a bit of all of those combined. So we just wanted to chat and share more about it. And I know I had so many misconceptions when I first started learning about coaching, and it was nothing what I thought it was. So listening to stories of actual coaches and hearing their sides definitely opened my eyes, and that's just what tonight is about. So I'm going to throw it out there. What questions did you guys have before you started coaching? And we'll just kind of answer some.
I remember my number one question is, how much is it going to cost me to be a coach every month?
For sure. I thought the same thing. I was like, I can afford that $180 and that's it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't afford that, actually. And I didn't tell Jimmy that I signed up for it. I didn't tell him till 5 days later. And then he giggled at me and told me I was going to fail. So it just lit a fire under my butt. And I paid that $180 off the first month and just kept going. Paid for my products, and we only have a $15.95 coach fee every month. That's the only thing you're responsible for, and it's just your business fee that covers website, customer service, all that good stuff that would cost any business a lot more than $15.95 a month.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, even though it doesn't sound like that much, like we get so much bang for our buck now than I did back in like 2015, because when I first signed up, it was that. But meanwhile, we just got like the DVD version, and now it's like you have all these platforms and all these workouts and all these options. It's like everything that Beachbody could have possibly ever like published is now at your fingertips. So it's so much more than it ever used to be. So now is the time that if you're thinking about coaching, it's like, you don't have to pay that coaching fee and you get all these extra little bonuses. So why not just go for it and see what happens?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have a box behind me of DVDs from like all the workouts that came out. But yeah, that's all you got. You got one program, 1 month of superfoods, or did they even have the performance line when I started? I don't think so.
I don't think they did. Nope.
And that was it. And the nutrition plan that came with the program. Now you get every program, like a Netflix of fitness, a month of superfoods or performance line, and both nutrition plans, which are amazing and new and like just state of the art, awesome, sustainable, nothing crazy that you can't keep up with. It's the value you get now to sign up as a customer or coach is just incredible. What other questions did you think about?
Well, actually, that stems something for me to ask Anna about, because when you were talking about the nutrition programs, Anna, I know you recently had purchased the book that Autumn had published relating to like nutrition and things like that. Like, have you gotten into reading that book? Or, I mean, I know the personal development was a huge thing that happened with me in coaching and doing the different coaching book clubs and things like that. Like, have you started reading any of that book yet?
So I've skimmed through it. There's workouts in there. There is recipes in there, and there's like amazing, they have the portion control system in there. All the foods that go along with it, how to lose the weight in a slower way. That way it stays off. And it's kind of going through the whole story of that, and it's explaining that, like, if you lose more than 2 pounds a week, you're doing it wrong. And slower just means like it's going to last longer after you lose the weight. And it does it in like, it's very like numbery kind of, I don't really understand it all. I am definitely not a nutritionist or anything like that, but it does break it down. I haven't completely dived in, but I've definitely skimmed through. I've tried some of the recipes in there. And I do like the workouts and things like that she has in there. But it's pretty amazing. But yeah, the thing that I learned the most is portion control and do it slow. That way it'll last forever.
Yeah. I want to get that book. I haven't gotten it yet, but it looks
Oh my
good.
gosh, I'm obsessed. I haven't dove in yet, but I keep staring at it, and like because the holidays coming up, all this because of COVID and everything's a little changed. So I haven't been able to like dive into it like I want to yet.
Yeah. So I know before I started, I didn't have a clue how I was going to do this. Like I wasn't sure what the day-to-day of it even looked like. I'm like, well, do I have to find customers? Is Beachbody going to give me customers? Like, you mean I have to talk to people? I don't know anybody. I'm so shy. None of my friends are going to do this with me. That's what's holding me back. Like that was my main concern when I started. And when I hit the sign up button, I still didn't really understand what I was supposed to be doing, but figured it out with our training and our support system, which is amazing. And you do have to talk to people. But the great thing is you don't have to talk to people face to face if you don't want to. Like you can totally do that if that is your jam. That is not my jam. I work so much better through social media, and I have also come out of my shell with coaching. Like I'm not the shy little girl that I was six years ago. And it doesn't scare me to talk to people anymore. I actually love it. And I would have never imagined hosting something like this back then. But you grow and you learn, and social media is an awesome thing to be able to reach and connect with those people that you actually want to talk to. You all have those jobs. You're like, man, I got to talk to that coworker, or man, that client's coming in. This is not how it is. Like you literally get to work with who you want to work with, and you find your tribe and your people, and that is probably the best thing about it. Yeah. So anybody wants to chime in on anything I just spewed out?
Yeah, one of the things that I found that I really enjoy about Beachbody is that it is network marketing, but it's a little bit more just sharing, right? Like it's not as hard of a push as something material. Like taking care of yourself is something that everybody has to do or should be doing in their life, taking care of their health. And that's what we're sharing that journey and that experience. And I think that makes it really natural and authentic, as opposed to forced. So you can really just build relationships with people, and within those relationships talk about health, and it naturally progresses towards what it is that you're doing because you're always sharing what you're doing on your social media. And I think that's really, it's therapeutic, it's rewarding, and it's really something that people connect to.
For sure. Yeah, I like that she brought that up, that it's not like in your face, buy my lipstick. It's, I'm doing this. Why don't you do it with me? It's a tribe of accountability and an inspiration, and just really helping each other and inviting others to come along into the community. So that makes it's just natural. I like how you said that.
And I like the way that you were talking about that, because it's not that we're like pushing these products on people. Like, there's sampler packs for a reason. There's a 30-day guarantee for a reason, because we are all very different people and not everything is going to work for everybody. So there's a reason why our philosophy is all about like helping people find like their better healthy self. So in 30 days, if you decide, hey, guess what? Like, I didn't necessarily like the Shakeology, but let me go ahead and try some sunshine, or let me try these beach bars. Like, there are so many different avenues that you can go with our products and still benefit from that discount, that it's like, why not go ahead and just try? Because what's the harm in trying something over 30 days? Or if you're not into like committing to a full like year subscription, well, then try it for free. Like, we are just trying to share the wonderful things that you could be benefiting from. So why not just try? Because the worst thing you can do is try, and then you decide, oh, it doesn't work for me. Okay, well then let Beachbody know, and then let Beachbody know why it didn't work, so that we can improve upon that. So that's why I love the company so much too.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's got a money back guarantee on it, or a return, or whatever. But I guarantee you'll find something that you love.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of goes back to that whole, like, the package is amazing now because you're not just stuck with one program and you're like, man, I hate this. This isn't my cup of tea. But now you're like, all right, well, let me hop over to this one, or let me hop into this one, see what I like until you find something. And then,
Right.
or say you do love the first one, it's 21 days and you go do another one. You're not buying another whole nother package.
Right. And that's just it. There's something for everyone too, right? Like, there's low impact, there's cardio based, there's strength based, you know, there really is, like, there's short workouts, there's longer workouts, you know, there's 7 days a week, there's 4 days a week. Like, you really can find something that suits your lifestyle. And I think that that's really important. It's not cookie cutter, right? Like, it's not the same thing for everybody and you only have one version of it. And I think that makes it really easy to have those conversations with people, right? Like, how many days a week can you see yourself exercising, right? Like, I know that it seems hard right now and you want to get started, but how many days a week can you authentically, like, truthfully see yourself getting up and moving? All right, then let's find that program for you.
Right.
And I think that's really beneficial as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, I really feel like the flexibility is so important, because I literally had a customer email me like over the weekend, and she's like, Cheryl, like, I'm trying to do this program. However, I was in a terrible car accident. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, are you okay? And she's like, yes, I'm fine, but I still want to make sure that I do something to like better my health, better my mentality. Like, what recommendations do you have? And I'm like, well, like, let's do some yoga. Let's work on your breathing. Like, let's stretch out, like, what happened. And she was so thankful that, again, like, there was all this flexibility in her options, that she didn't have to go to a gym and like have to report to her 5:30 class like she had paid for. It's like she has this year subscription that she can say, oh, I can be flexible in choosing the programs that I need to do, because life is clearly happening right now. And I mean, you just have to be flexible with it. So.
And that's the other part of it. Even if it says like 21 days, you don't have to finish it in 21 days. Like, the class at the gym isn't going to end in 21. Well, it will end in 21 days, but it doesn't have to end for you. You know, I don't, rarely do I finish a program in the amount of time that it says, because life happens. Like, if there's a program that's 7 days a week, I can guarantee you I am not sticking to that for all the weeks that it is. But I wanted to relate this also over to business, about it not being cookie cutter and how versatile this business is as well. And it really is a do with it what you will type. And I kind of want Anna to talk, because she started coaching, but then this also took her into a whole different direction with personal training.
So business wise, this is the amazing thing about coaching. It can be whatever you want it to be. It does not have to be your full-time gig. It can be a part-time gig. It can be a hobby. It can be discount. It can be whatever you want it to be. My experience was, I became a coach, was it 4 or 5 years ago? Four. And then I fell in love with this so much, all of it, this lifestyle. I wanted to learn more and more and more. So I became certified as a personal trainer. And now I offer my clients everything. Like the sky's the limit, and I owe it all to this. Like they have, and a lot of my clients, they do like the personal aspect that I can give them. I can make them a personalized thing. But then I'm like, hey, look, I'm going to have you do 3 days of this. And then I want you to do yoga on Beachbody for 2 days a week. Or I want you to do cardio under, Shaun T for 4 days a week. And then this, because your goal is this. So this is the beauty of it, is that the more education that I've gotten, the more I realize how valuable Beachbody is. Beachbody is unbelievable on all fronts: nutrition, mindset, body, all of it. If you want to get to the absolute best version of yourself, mind, body, and spirit, this is it. Of course, there's church and everything for your mind and everything like that, but this has meditations, this has personal development. I mean, this is the complete package in one. And even the National Academy of Sports Medicine, which is where I went to, when they found out I was a Beachbody coach, they were like, oh my God, that's amazing. I love Beachbody. Everything about them is amazing. And I can continue my education through Beachbody. So it's the sky's the limit. It is the creme de la creme.
For sure. And we all run our different businesses differently as well. Some of us are home, some of us are working full-time, part-time. It really does just fit into your life however you want it to. Me personally, I was working full-time and going to school when I started, and I really had to fit that business into very small increments, but I made it work, and it allowed me to retire from that job and finish my degree and be home with my kids for a few years. And I just recently decided to go back to work into a completely different industry, but it gave me that option, and it gave me that freedom to do whatever I wanted to do, and just because I am working full time again, it hasn't stopped. I still make that time, and it has given me the discipline to be able to, get my personal development in, get my workouts in, make those healthy meals. I have that foundation, and it's just amazing. I still now fit it into those cracks of my day, wherever I want it. And you just you can literally make it work however you want for your life. And that's an amazing thing.
Right. There is no quota you have to meet. There is no anything to keep your, coach badge or anything like that. There's none of that. You do exactly what you want to do with this business, no matter what it is. And that's what I love, is that, my theory is, my brain, at least what I'm telling myself, is that I'm in this for life. So if I have peaks and valleys, I'm fine with that, because I'm in it forever. I'm never going away from Beachbody, because I know it works, and I know that it's the best of the best. If you want results, and lasting results, and the healthiest nutrition plans, and the easiest, and to reach other people. I mean, there's a reason why it went from being 8-minute abs, is that what it started out as, now to the biggest, one of the biggest workout companies ever. It's putting gyms out of businesses, to be honest with you. And especially now during COVID, it's making a killing. And there's a reason why. It's because it's not a fad. It doesn't go away like all these diets and all this stuff. This is the real deal. It is. It's no matter how you cut it, this is it, and this is what works, period. Sorry.
Yeah, what did we celebrate? Our 20th anniversary last year? Something like that. It was
Probably more
90.
than that, honestly.
I think it was 20 years.
Like, you know, how many other things do you hear about? Like the new thing that lasts 20 years.
Right.
And grow and keep getting bigger. None of them. None of those diets, none of these new programs and stuff like that I was doing, none of them lasted.
Well, that's the thing about the company. They're so innovative and they're constantly keeping up with the times. And like we're just talking about, like the DVDs to now like the Netflix of fitness. They are constantly looking to improve and be there for their customers and coaches.
I feel like the other bigger thing that has happened in like the last couple of years with like nutrition is how everybody's been like no carbs and things like that. And clearly all you know why carbs. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
He's hitting the button. I can't hear you.
Sorry.
No worries.
We can hear you now.
Yeah, I can hear you now. So what were you saying about the carbs?
So like how a lot of programs now are like trying to cut out carbs or like cut out the things that people need on like a daily basis, or, you know, just cutting out things that we just need to like be humans just to eat. I mean, we had Halloween like 3 weeks ago and people were all freaking out about like, oh, I can't have sugar and I can't have like a glass of wine or I can't like drink alcohol and things like that. It's like, yes, you can. You just gotta like learn how to do those things in like some sort of moderation. You can still enjoy food.
Yeah.
That's the thing is that this book,
really balanced.
yeah, the book that I'm reading is that you have to have everything. You have to have everything. Maybe not like some saturated fats and like some of the really bad stuff. You don't need it, but you're allowed it. You are allowed everything, and your body actually does need, like, carbs are really good for your brain. And, you know, if you have headaches, you should probably eat carbs. Like, there's so much that we need. Like, people that take it out, it actually is a health problem when you take out carbs for a long period of time. It actually does screw your system up a little bit. Anyways, sorry. Being like, oh.
I think we could all go on tangents about carbs.
I know. I keep doing this.
Anyway. What's another thing you guys wanted to learn about?
Well, clearly I just had my 5-year-old with me. So I was very concerned about timing. And I know Sarah was just saying things about like, you know, working full time. And I was like, oh, heck no. Can I fit any more into my daily time that I do anyway? Because I'm a teacher. So it's like the planning, the day-to-day, like going to school and then coming home, grading all my papers, like checking my emails, doing whatever. But it has seriously become like my sanctuary to get up in the morning, take time to focus on me, because the time that I focus on me is then my time to be able to radiate then to like other people, like, hey, like I just did this amazing thing for myself. If I can find time for myself, certainly you can find time for you. Like you need to honor you and do what you need to do and schedule it into your day, no matter how busy you think you are. I mean, I started Beachbody when I literally had Warren 5 years ago. I mean, I was having a baby and then I was taking master courses and just doing everything possible, filling up my plate. And then I was like, oh, why not? Like, let's do some fitness thing. And I didn't know how the heck I was going to fit it into my schedule, but it became the most joyous part of my entire day, just reaching out to people and helping people find their better self and be healthy. And they were emailing me and like getting those messages first thing in the morning after just like being so like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out. Like finding these messages and just joy from people of saying like, hey, thank you so much for helping me with, finding this workout. It's been great. Or helping me with this nutrition or drinking more water or whatever it was. It's like, we are helping people do the best thing for them so that they can actually find time for themselves too. So that's been one of the like most joyous parts to my entire day.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we call it work, but it never seems like work to me. Like, it's fun. Like, I get excited to work. I think my husband thought I was just playing on Facebook at first, but that's honestly not the case. But it really is. It's fun, and like Cheryl was saying, that community you have, and that's a big thing. Like, a lot of people don't have that support at home, especially when they start making healthy lifestyle changes. It kind of freaks people out, or close to them freaks them out, because it shines a light back at them, and they're like, oh wait, no. So they kind of downplay that person, and having this community to really lean into and turn to is super, super helpful. And that's in business and in health. A lot of people will not support you when you start a business, because again, it reflects on them. And just really surrounding yourself with uplifting people is a total life changer. And having that, I know I can call any one of the people on our team and be like, hey, I'm having a bad day, or send a message to our team, and everybody will jump in with support. It's incredible. I had more thoughts, now I can't remember what I was going to say on other topics. Is there anything else we need to cover?
I think one of the other things too that can be intimidating about network marketing is the belief that there's already too much of something, or it's too well known. And so you feel like, well, I'm just another person doing XYZ. And I think that circling back to what I said earlier, healthy lifestyle is such a part of everyone's trajectory in life, right? Like, everybody needs to focus on their health at some time or other. And there are so many people in the markets that Beachbody touches that the people that you're able to connect with have not necessarily heard about it from somebody else beforehand. So sort of erasing that concept. Or they have heard about it from somebody else, but your message resonates more with them. They connect more with your journey. And I think that it's important not to discount that effect that your story may have on somebody. They could have heard about it from somebody that just doesn't look like them, doesn't sound like them, doesn't have the same life experience as them. Like, whereas Cheryl has a 5-year-old, I have a 4-year-old. I really relate to Cheryl's story because of that. And we're all moms on this group, so let's face it, I relate to all of you.
I have a 6 and a 4-year-old, so it's like boom, boom, boom.
Right. But then there are other people who are single and living their best life, and they would not relate to my story, and that's okay. I would not necessarily be the best coach for those people. So don't ever think that your experience can't connect with somebody just because Beachbody's been around for so long, because it really comes down to that relationship, that way that you present to the people that you're talking to.
For sure. And there's so many ways to connect with people. It doesn't necessarily have to be through health. I mean, it can be through mutual hobbies and, different things like that. I mean, you find people on Instagram all the time that laugh at the same mom meme and
Right.
build relationships that way, right? Or through sharing, you know, adventures and hiking. You know, there's just so many different ways to connect with people. So there really is no lack of people to find per se, you know. Um, so like 1 billion people on Instagram or something like that, something crazy. So, yeah, it's definitely not saturated by any means. And coming up in December, we have a huge launch coming. So, I mean, if you were going to join, now would be the time for sure, because Autumn, one of our biggest super trainers, is launching a new program. And I mean, I have people like message me back in December when that comes. Like, okay. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, if there was ever a time to join, it's definitely right before a launch, and just to get your footing and get going and knowing what you're doing, going through our mentorship, and really being able to take off and run with that launch and to do something new that none of us have done before, right? So that's always a great thing. So I say you should join us.
Also, now with COVID, it's the best time.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do things online.
Right.
Right.
Right. Whether you've lost your job, build a business at home. You know, whether you've had your hours cut, build a business at home. Whether you just need that community and to like see other humans, build a business at home, right? Or work out with us. You know, there's so many different avenues for this.
And the healthier you
Well,
are,
and I
the
think,
better chance you have of getting rid of COVID.
yes,
Just saying,
For
I have
sure.
to put that out there.
Right. Yeah, if there was ever a time to take care of your health, that would be it.
and I think Sam hit on some things too. I mean, I know that we're all moms and stuff like that too, but I mean, the programs are not just for women. Like, there's things out there for men, there's things out there for kids. So, I mean, I'm at home now 100% like virtual learning with my own like personal children. So it's like, okay, like gym time, let's go ahead and turn on some Shaw and T, like family and kids stuff. I mean, there's so many different options that you can do. And then with even like the products I was talking about before, like it's not just for adults. Like Sunshine was driven for kids who had bad like healthy eating habits and stuff like that. So there's lots of different things for all age groups. So, you
For
know,
sure.
why not?
Yeah, I mean, my son's favorite thing to ask for is a smoothie, and he has no idea that there's superfoods in it, but it's like his favorite thing ever. And he loves it, and I'm getting all the good vitamins in it that he won't eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, like we're homeschooling this year, and Maddie will go play on the on-demand in the living room and do a workout because she wants to work out or she's bored. So it's definitely a
Or
great
it's getting cold out, so you can't necessarily go outside and play all the time anymore now. You know what I mean? Like, gotta have stuff to do inside too, especially on like rainy days or when it's cold or when it starts to snow. And I know we had talked to the team before about, you know, even though the fact that holidays are quickly approaching and that Thanksgiving is next Thursday, like that's only one day.
Yeah.
That one day shouldn't like drive your whole like, oh, I can't because of, you know, Thanksgiving. It's like, well, you don't eat like that every day, do you?
Oh, I know.
Wait. Technically, it's like 3 days: Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. The occasional part. Well, not now. I mean, at least not in Maryland. There's no parties.
Nope.
But anyway, yeah, perfect time to jump in. So we think you should. And if you have more questions, just message the person or call, either one, who sent you this video, and they will answer all your unanswered questions. Hopefully we gave you a better idea, and hopefully we'll see you in our mentorship and in our team page. So, all right, guys.